Hi friends, today we're going to read a book called Muncha, Muncha, Muncha. There's some characters. Who do you think some of the characters might be? Remember, characters are people or animals in a story. Yeah, bunnies. There might be some bunnies in the story. Those might be a character. Now, I'm going to ask you for the parts of the book, okay? Here's the book. What's this? Yes, it's the back of the book. And there's those characters. 3 bunnies. What's this? You're right, it's the front of the book. Good job. The spine. Good, the hard part of the book. That's right. What's this? Yeah, they are letters. They are words. It's the title of the book. Yeah, Muncha, Muncha, Muncha. That's the title of the book. Anybody remember what this is? It's the title page. Yes, the title page. Now, Candace Fleming wrote the words. Who writes the words in a story? Yes, the author writes the words. Good job. And Brian Karras drew the pictures. Who draws the pictures in a story? The illustrator. Mo, good job. You guys are smart. Give yourselves a brain kiss. I'm so smart. Good job, you guys. Okay, now, one other thing on here. Here's the title, Muncha, Muncha, Muncha. Now, anybody know what this is? There's 1, 2, 3 of them. What are those? They're punctuation marks. But do you remember what it's called? It's when you can say something really loud. Yes, exclamation mark. Yes, exclamation mark. Let's clap exclamation. Get your hands ready. Exclamation. Count it with me. Exclamation. How many parts? 4. Good job. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. Okay, we're ready to read. Ready? Muncha, muncha, muncha. Oh, there's a vegetable. What is that? It's a carrot. And we know bunnies love carrots. For years, Mr. McGreely dreamed of planting a garden. He dreamed of getting his hands dirty, of growing yummy vegetables, and gobbling them up. I think that's Mr. McGregor up there. And he's looking outside and he goes, I'd love to plant a garden and get my hands dirty and plant some nice vegetables. He's probably looking outside to see where he's going to plant his garden. So we know one of the characters in the story. What's his name? Yes, Mr. McGregor. He is one of the characters. Let's see. But he never once tried gardening. There's all the carrots. This spring, said Mr. McGreely, this spring, by golly, I'm going to plant a garden. Look at him. He's looking in the window. Yes, he's looking at rakes, some scissors, buckets, rakes, and hoes. You need all those when you garden. So I think he is going to. And you know what? He mentioned of the season that it is right now. It's not winter when it snows. It's not fall when the leaves fall off the tree. It's spring. Yeah, when things start to grow, when you plant a garden. Yeah, good job. So he hoed, he sowed, he watched his garden grow. Lettuce, carrots, peas, tomatoes. Yum, yum, yummy, said Mr. McGregor. I'll soon fill my tummy with crisp, fresh vegetables. So there's his garden. He hoes, he sows with his tools that he has. Look at, there's a shovel, there's a hoe, and there's a watering can. Uh-oh. I see somebody looking over here. Some more characters. You're right, there's the bunnies. They're looking, saying, I wonder what Mr. McGregor's doing. But one night, when the sun went down and the moon came up, 3 hungry bunnies appeared. Tippy, 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 tiptoe, tiptoe very quietly. Muncha, muncha, muncha. There eating his stuff in the garden. They're eating Mr. McGregor's garden. They're eating his lettuce. Oh, there's those marks. The exclamation marks. Oh, man. So the sun went down. The moon came up. Yep. The next morning when Mr. McGreely saw his gnawed sprouts, he was angry. So he built a small fence around his garden. Look at that's all that's left of what he planted. Then he said, no bunny can get in my garden now. Look at the small fence that he built. Look who's looking. The 3 bunnies. Nobody can get in my garden now. The sun went down. The moon came up. Tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe. Boing! Jump, jump, jump. Muncha, muncha, muncha. Look what happened. Who's in the garden again? The bunnies. Look at that. Bunnies can jump over that fence so easy. I wonder if Mr. McGreely's going to be happy or sad. Yeah, I think he's going. Oh, boy. The next morning, when Mr. McGreely saw his nibbled leaves and gnawed sprouts, he was really angry. So he built a tall wooden wall behind the small wire fence, all around his vegetable garden. Ha! He said, those flap ears will never get over this. Nobody can get in my garden now. He built it. There's the small fence. There's the big wall. Look who's looking. Yep. He doesn't think anybody can. Can you make a prediction? Do you think they're going to be able to get into the garden? You do? Okay. The sun went down. The moon went up. Good job. Tiptoe, tiptoe. Bounce, jump. Muncha, muncha, muncha. Oh, man, they jumped over that wall so easy. They're in his garden again. Oh, no. Wait till Mr. McGreely wakes up. Okay, the next morning when Mr. McGreely saw his chewed stems, his nibbled leaves, and his gnawed sprouts, he was really, really, really angry. Look at that. He is so angry. Look what he does now. So he made a deep, wet trench outside the tall wooden wall and the small wire fence, all around his vegetable garden. Ha ha, he said, those pufftails will never get under that. They can't get over it. No bunny can get in my garden now. I don't know. I don't think bunnies can swim. Do you think bunnies can swim? Let's check it out and see. Okay. The sun went down and the moon came up. Tiptoe, tiptoe. Dive, paddle, splash, splash, swim, swim, dig, scramble, jump. Muncha, muncha, muncha. They went in the water. They jumped over the tall wall and went over the small fence. They're eating again. Oh my goodness, Mr. McGreely is going to be so angry. The next morning when Mr. McGreely saw his chopped blossoms, his chewed stem, his gnawed leaves, and his nibbled sprouts, he was furious. Show me furious. That means you're really, really, really angry. Show me furious. Furious. Look what he does. So he hammered and blocked and sawed and stopped, drilled and filled and trapped and locked. And he built a huge, 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 enormous thing before the deep, wet trench, outside the tall wooden wall, behind the small wire fence, all around his vegetable garden. I've outsmarted those twitch whiskers for sure. They can't get through it, they can't get under it, and they can't get over it. No bunny, no way, no how can get into this vegetable garden now. Yeah, I agree. I don't think the bunnies are going to be able to get over that. Do you? They can jump pretty high, but I don't know. And the sun went down and the moon came up. Good job. Stop. The 3 hungry bunnies looked and smelled and touched the huge, enormous thing before them. And the bunnies hopped away. Anybody know what that is? Yeah, it's a lock. They don't know what to do. Look at this bunny's scratching his head. What is that thing? I don't know what to do with that. So they did not. They tiptoed away. They could not get in. They didn't have a key to the lock. You need a key to get in. What do you think? Do you think Mr. McGreely was happy or sad? He was very happy. The next morning when Mr. Greeley saw his vegetable garden, he was happy. Yeah, look at, he's smiling. He's happy. I beat the bunnies. I beat the bunnies. He danced around. Then he climbed over, jumped across, screamed, squeezed between, and crawled under until he reached his vegetable garden. Aha, said Mr. McGreely, at last. Smacking his lips and licking his lips. He picked up his lettuce. He picked the carrots. He picked the peas, tomatoes, and onions, and tomatoes. And with his basket overflowing, he reached for something yummy to eat. Look at him. He's picking all the things in his garden. Look. He's so happy. First he's dancing. Then he picks everything. He's picking his carrots here. He is so happy. He's got carrots and tomatoes and lettuce. Uh-oh. Does anybody see anything weird in that basket? He's putting his hand in there to reach for something yummy. I see something. What is it? Yeah. I see some bunny ears. What are they doing in there? Mr. McGreely's going to be surprised. Muncha, Muncha, Muncha. They still got into his basket of his tomatoes, carrots, peas, lettuce, and they were munching on it. Look at Muncha, Muncha, Muncha. Oh, there's that mark. The exclamation mark, so we can say it loud. Muncha, Muncha, Muncha. And that's the end. Look what happened at the end. They're all friends. They're all eating the carrots together. Is that a happy ending or a sad ending? Yeah, that's a very happy ending. You're right. Now, before we go, can you tell me the characters in the book? Who are the characters in the book? The 3 bunnies and Mr. McGreely. Very, very good. Also, do you know where the setting is? Remember, we talked a little bit about the setting in a book. The setting is where the book happens, where the story happens. I know it happens in the book, but where does it happen? Does it happen at the mall? No. Does it happen in a store? No. Does it happen in a house? No. Where does the story take place? Yeah, it happens outside in a garden. That's the setting. Good job, you guys. I hope you liked the story. Bye.